you aware that consumption of caffeine can impact on you diabetes or hyperglycemia? You think it's a joke? Constant use of caffeinated products, just like I've mentioned in the time past, coffee, energy drink, caffeine itself, constant use of them can make you to develop sugar in blood. How does it do this? One, it results to what this caffeine results to what we call genolysis. That is reconversion of stored glucose in the liver back into the blood. The glucose that had been stored, converted to glycogen and stored in the liver, the caffeine stimulates the liver to break down that glycogen back into simple sugar and pour them in the blood. The one in the blood has not been removed, and a signal has been given for another to be poured in the blood, making sugar in blood high, and that is what we call diabetes. So reduce your consumption of caffeine. Consume caffeine moderately if you wouldn't want to be a victim of diabetes or hyperglycemia. Caffeine can trigger hyperglycemia or diabetes. It can make you to start having diabetes by what we call insulin resistance or insulin insensitivity. What it means is the body doesn't recognize the presence of insulin in blood, and because it doesn't recognize the presence of insulin, it keeps on releasing more sugar into the blood. Normally, anytime insulin comes out, release of glucose is suspended until insulin has successfully transported the glucose from the blood to the fatty tissues and muscle tissue that need this glucose. So, but insulin is in blood. Instead of suspending the release of more glucose in the blood, the liver continues to receive signal to release more glucose in the blood. The one in the blood has not been removed, and the liver is releasing another one into the blood, making glucose in the blood to be abundant. That's what we call insulin resistance. To paraphrase it, insulin represents a vehicle that's supposed to carry passengers, and the passengers are the glucose to where they're supposed to be. And where the glucose is supposed to be is the fatty tissues and the muscle tissues. So when the vehicle called insulin comes into the blood to carry the glucose to where they're supposed to be, the passengers, which is the glucose, are not recognizing that the vehicle called insulin has come to carry them from the blood to where they're supposed to be. Because they're not recognizing the vehicle called insulin that has come to carry them, move them from the bloodstream to where they are going, which is the fatty cells and the muscle cells, they will remain in the blood. That's what we call insulin resistance. So avoid caffeinated products if you wouldn't want to be a candidate of diabetes or hyperglycemia.